What happens when temptation whispers and doubt takes root? In the Garden of Eden, one choice shattered perfection, a single bite and innocence was lost forever, the fall of man. In the beginning, there was perfection, a paradise so pristine, so peaceful, so all-inclusive that even a five-star resorts would look like a parking lot in comparison. Birds sang harmonies, rivers glowed like liquid sapphire. In Adam and Eve, oh, they were living the ultimate VIP life. No rent, no bills, and no jobs. Just free fruit and unlimited leisure. But of course, every paradise comes with fine print. At the center of the garden stood the tree, the one tree, the do not touch tree. And like a big red button that says do not press, its very existence made it way more interesting. A voice, booming yet fatherly, had made the rule clear. God, you can eat from any tree in this garden. Mangoes, knock yourself out. Oranges, go wild. Figs, if that's your thing. But this tree, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, no touching, no tasting, no thinking about it. Just don't. Adam relaxed under a mango tree, barely looked up. He had zero interest in forbidden fruit when perfectly legal fruit was already falling into his hands. Eve, however, had questions. Oh, Eve. Curious, thoughtful, always asking why, like a toddler who just learned how to speak. The tree fascinated her. It stood there, untouched, untasted, forbidden. It practically dared her to wonder. And as fate would have it, something, or rather someone, was more than happy to encourage that curiosity. Enter the snake, sleek, sly, and smoother than a late-night infomercial host. The serpent slithered onto a branch near Eve, its eyes twinkling with mischief. Snake with a charming hiss. Eve, darling, let's talk. Eve blinked. A talking snake? That should have been a huge red flag. But in her defense, this was Eden. Weird things happened all the time. Snake, listen, you seem like someone who thinks for herself, someone who questions authority, someone who deserves answers. And I have a life-changing offer for you, Co. Eve, intrigued, crossed her arms. Snake, that tree over there, the one you've been told not to eat from? What if I told you it's the best fruit in the garden, the juiciest, the wisest, the game changer of all fruits? Eve frowned. Eve, but God said we'd die if we eat it. Snake, laughing, oh, die, please. You won't die. No, 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 you'll just wake up. You'll see things. You'll know everything. It's like, have you ever noticed how God knows stuff? Well, guess what? One bite and so will you. Eve glanced at the tree, then at Adam, who, at that exact moment, was trying to high-five a butterfly and missing. And that was it. That was the moment. Because let's be honest, if you're given the choice between staying clueless forever or finally knowing stuff, curiosity usually wins. Eve reached out, plucked the fruit, and took a bite. The world didn't end. No lightning bolts, no dramatic music. It was actually delicious. Excited, she turned to Adam. Eve, you have to try this. Adam, still occupied with his butterfly battle, barely looked up. Adam, I don't know. God said, Eve, do I look dead to you? Adam, unable to argue with that logic, took a bite. And then, boom, suddenly everything changed. Their eyes widened. Their minds exploded with awareness. A million thoughts flooded in at once. And most alarmingly, for the first time in human history, they realized they were naked. Panic set in. They grabbed the nearest leaves, holding them up in sheer embarrassment. Adam, why do I feel breezy? Eve, oh no, I think we messed up. And just as they were processing their sudden lack of clothing, a sound, a presence, a voice, God, booming, disappointed dad mode. Adam, Eve, where are you? Cue instant panic. They hid, as if hiding would help, as if the all-seeing creator wouldn't notice. Narrator, oh, sweet, innocent Adam and Eve, hiding behind a bush, clutching fig leaves like they were foolproof disguises. God, of course, was not fooled. God, did you eat from the tree? The finger-pointing began, Adam pointing at Eve. She gave it to me. Eve pointing at the snake. The snake tricked me. Snake, chilling on a rock, smirking. Hey, don't blame me, I just gave you options. But blame could not undo what was done. The consequences had arrived. And so, punishments were handed out. The snake, banished to a life of belly sliding and eternal bad PR. Eve, doomed to the pain of childbirth. Adam, sentenced to work. Actual work, no more free meals. He'd have to sweat for his food now. And then, the worst part, exile. Paradise was no longer theirs. A great angel with a flaming sword took its place at the entrance, barring them forever. With heavy hearts and itchy fig leaves, Adam and Eve took their first steps out of Eden and into the real world. And thus humanity began, stumbling, regretting, and forever learning the hard way. Moral of the story, never trust a talking snake.